students, welcome to the channel. So today in this video we are going to discuss some questions which is very important for your GPAT exam. So here we have a first question is that the unit of absorbed dose of radioactive compound is, and the options are: option A is becquerel, option B is curie, option C is gray, and option D is all of the above. So which is the unit, what is the unit of absorbed dose of radioactive compound? And the correct answer is that is a gray. So what is actually becquerel? Becquerel is the SI unit, derived unit of radioactivity on, and 1 becquerel is defined as the activity of a quantity of radioactive material in which 1 nucleus decays per second, where curie is known SI unit of radioactivity and is defined as 1 curie is 3 into 10 to the power 10. Here student, it is that this decays per second. And coming on the correct answer, that is gray. What is gray? Gray is the SI derived unit of absorbed dose. It is defined as the absorption of 1 joule of such energy by 1 kilogram of matter. So option C is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, that the prokinetic drug which is used as an antiemetic, and the options are: option A is metclopramide, option B is ondansetron, option C is promethazine, option D is haloperidol. So which is the correct answer? The correct answer is metclopramide is the prokinetic drug which is used as antiemetic drug. Here we have just a classification: the anticholinergic, hyoscine and dicyclomine, H1 antihistaminic, neuroleptics and prokinetics. So that is metclopramide, domperidone, cisapride, mosapride and itopromide. And what coming on the 5-HT3 antagonist, that is ondansetron, which is used in anti-cancer to prevent the vomiting. So students, option A is the correct answer. Try to note down this classification in your notebook. Now the next question is that which of the following expression is correct in the relation with chromatography column, and the options are: option A is an EWF is equal to 5.54, option B is 16 and EWF, option C is this, and option D is this. So which one is the expression which is correct in relation with chromatography column? And the options D is the correct answer. So students, this will be explained with the help of this, that the column efficiency measured by plate number, that is N, where N is equal to TR by S square. TR is the total retention time, S is the standard deviation of Gaussian peak, but S requires accurate determination of point inflection. So we use N is equal to 5.54 into TR upon peak width at 50% up height square. And where large N indicates good column performance should be 10,000 for HPLC, and is increased by increasing the temperature, and column length where decrease stationary phase particle size, flow rate, mobile phase, viscosity. So option D is the correct answer. So now coming on the next question, that which of the following is a venodilator, and the options are: option A is hydralazine, option B is minoxidil, option C is nitroprusside, option D is nifedipine. So nitroprusside is the venodilator, students. So let's discuss with the help of explanation that hydralazine, minoxidil and nifedipine are primarily atriolar dilator, whereas nitroprusside is the atriolar and venous dilator. Students, write down: hydralazine, minoxidil and nifedipine are the atriolar dilator, but it also nitroprusside is also a venodilator as well as atriolar. So option C is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, or fifth question, that sting is a problem of suppository which is made with, options are: option A is theobromine oil, option B is PEG, option C is mesaestrium, option D is glycerogelatin. So which is the correct answer? that sting is a problem of suppositories which is made with the polyethylene glycol. Let's discuss with the help of explanation that PEG is used as suppository base. However, due to its hygroscopic nature, when inserted in rectal cavity, it takes up the fluid from the surroundings mucus and results in irritation due to dryness of mucus. So this problem is called as actually sting. So to avoid this sting, PEG based suppositories are dipped in water to saturate before inserting into the rectum. So option B is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, that the phenomena of the passage of pure solvent into solution through a semi-permeable membrane is known as, and the options are, option A is osmosis, option B is diffusion, option C is reverse osmosis, option D is vaporization. So which is the correct answer? The correct answer is osmosis is the passage of pure solvent into solution through a semi-permeable membrane. Let's discuss individually that what is osmosis. Osmosis is the passage of pure solvent into a solution through SPM or semi-permeable membrane, where diffusion is it goes from regions of higher concentration to lower concentration. This one is diffusion. And where reverse osmosis occurs when the water is moved across the membrane against the concentration gradient, that is from lower concentration to higher, means this one is the reverse osmosis and this is the diffusion, that higher to lower. Now vaporization is of an element or compound is a phase transition from the liquid phase to gas phase. So option A is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, that active constituent of Arjuna, options are, option A is beta cetosterol, ellagic acid, gallic acid and chabulic acid, option B, option C is ketoesterol and quercetin, option D is phylembin and gallic acid. So which is the correct active constituent of Arjuna? So the correct answer is, that is beta cetosterol ellagic acid is the active constituent of Arjuna. Now moving on the next question, that the DNA replication takes place during, option A is S phase, option B is G2 phase, option C is G1 phase, option D is prophase. So DNA replication takes place during, the correct answer is S phase. Let's discuss with the help of explanation, students, that cell division is a normal physiological process which is taking place in almost all cells in certain circumstances, that is of cell injury, immune stimulation, when cell become old and unhealthy. So this diagram shows the phases, that is the G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and this one is next one. So students, this is the cell cycle. Try to draw in your notebook, so you will not gonna face confusion. So what is actually G0 phase? That it is known as resting phase in this cell. It is not commit any division, means there will not be any division in this cell. So certain combination of chemotherapy is used to stimulate G0 cancer cells to actively dividing cells, and this process is called as cell recruitment, where G1 phase is called as pre-synthetic phase and the cell is preparing for DNA synthesis, and S phase is for DNA replication and synthesis takes place in this. Where G2 phase is, it also referred as post-synthetic and post-mitotic phase, and in this phase cells are preparing for the cell division, where M phase is called mitotic phase and it consists of prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So students, please note down these terms, because sometimes the question may also ask from basic topics. So option A is the correct answer. Now the next question is that the IR light source, options are, option A is hollow cathode lamp, option B is globe, option C is tungsten, option D is deuterium. So which is the IR light source? And the correct answer is, that is Glober. Glober is the IR light source. So here we have just explanation that the holocathode lamp is used as a spectral line source, that is example for atomic absorption spectrometers, and as a frequency tuner for light sources such as lasers, where Glober is a silicon carbide rod which is electrically treated to use as light source of IR, which is asked in the question. And tungsten and deuterium lamp are light source from UV visible spectroscopy. So option B is the correct answer, that is Glober. Now moving on, the next and last question of this video is that diffraction gratings works on basis of, and the options are, option A is Bragg's law, option B is Beer's law, option C is Maxwell law, option C is Noyes-Whitney. So actually diffraction of gratings works on basis of, and the correct answer is Bragg's law, that diffraction of gratings, it works on the basis of Bragg's law. So what actually Bragg's law? That Bragg's law is gives the angles for coherent and incoherent scattering from a crystal lattice, and the crystal at certain specific wavelengths and incident angles produce intense peaks of reflected radiation known as Bragg's peaks. So diffraction refers to various phenomena which occurs when a wave encounters an obstacle. And Beer's law is often written in the form of this, that A is equal to ABC, as a way of summarizing and quantifying the relationship between the absorbance, nature of the absorbing chemical, and the path length of the solution and the concentration of the solution. So this is the Beer's law, and the previous one was the Bragg's law. Don't get confused, students. So Maxwell law describes how electric field and the magnetic fields are generated and altered by each other by charges and currents. So there is no law termed as Noyes-Whitney, students. So it means Noyes-Whitney is incorrect one. So however, there is a Noyes-Whitney equation which relates the rate of dissolution. It's a topic of SUTEX, of a dissolution of solids to the properties of the solid and the dissolution medium. So option A is correct answer, means diffraction of gratings related to the Bragg's law. So students, this is all about this video. I hope you like the videos. Thanks for watching.